Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Tales podcast with your friend Ankita Juneja. Today, I would like to talk with all of you about how you can take action in your life because what I have seen around me is sometimes we have got all the resources, but still we somewhere lack the clarity to take action. So, today we will try and understand in this episode how we can move forward with the idea which we have so that we can execute and make things happen in our life. What I have seen is sometimes when you have got lot of option and ideas, you are just confused with your own thought like what will work and what won't work. But I just believe, and I have seen in my life as well, you will only know that thing when you take action. It's very general when I'm saying this, you will only know when you will take action, but that's the reality because unless you don't try and test your idea, you will not know if it is going to be a failure or success. That depends on lot of situation. And also what I have seen is sometimes initially you might feel like something is failing, but you have to give it certain try and time to know that how the response is around. You might not get the exact number which you are trying to achieve, but know that if it is reaching to certain people and if you're getting certain feedback which is positive, consider it as something which has potential to grow. Now coming back to the second point is there are a lot of factors which will define that if that thing is going to work out or not, but for that you have to give certain things time so that you test with it. You have to see like how people are responding to whatever service you are offering, whatever product you are offering, and just see what the genuine feedback about people is. And if you see that there are more positive feedback for your product, for your service, that means you need to polish your product or your service. But there is also a time when we are starting certain things, we have got lot of ideas which we feel have potential, but we are just confused with whether that's going to be successful or not, whether people will want or not. In that case, what you can do is you can have survey. If you have good social following, you can just ask people, get their feedback, what kind of product or service they would like to have from you. Second, what you can do is experiment yourself and ask yourself, will you buy that product or service which you're offering? If you feel like yes, you have that gut feeling saying yes, you will offer that option, then I feel that's a good indication that there is possibility that other will also want to have that service. And I have seen like you will never know until you won't take action. I have got so many ideas myself when I was starting my business and my entrepreneurship thing, and I just kept on thinking like this option, that option. There were tons of options which I had in my mind, but when I started to take action, I realized certain things was not going well with my energy. I have outgrown lot, therefore I was finding it challenging to execute certain things. I realized the idea of few things goes with me, but when it comes to execution, my energy is not vibing with that anymore. So as you take action, as you execute things, you will also come to know and gain the clarity, is your energy supporting that thing? Because when it comes to a labor job, when it comes to executing and being on site kind of stuff, I find little challenging from my end because I have outgrown a lot. My energy has shifted a big time. So I find it really hard that to be there on site, to deal with labors and just be there 24 into 7. That's not the kind of job I can do with. That doesn't go with the kind of person I have become now, and that's totally fine. There is no right or wrong way, but you should know first that whatever you are trying to do, is that thing for you? Are you vibing with that thing? Is your energy supporting you in that thing or not? Because what happen is we pre-assume that whatever we used to do before, we will do same in the present moment as well. But as you grow, you will see that that's not the case. I have seen in my own business, in my own practice as well, there were a lot of things which I was comfortable doing it before my spiritual journey, spiritual awakening. I was altogether a different version of myself. But as I grew, as I have enhanced my journey, I have leveled up. There are certain things which just don't go with my energy anymore. I cannot sustain crowd so much. There were a lot of changes which I have seen. So if certain areas of work involve certain things which is correlated to the things that doesn't vibe with me anymore, I won't be able to do that thing. And if you are not comfortable doing, you will see in long run you will give up, because your energy should support whatever you are trying to achieve or you are trying to do. Because if your energy and your action is not in the same line, same frame of work, you will see that that's not going to be sustainable. And sooner or later, after giving lot of efforts, even if you push yourself, there will be a time when you will realize that you are not gaining momentum and you are not able to show up, because at first place you already knew that your energy is not supporting. So there are a lot of these tiny factors as well which come into consideration, which we ignore these points. But understand, friends, we live in a hustle culture where society just imposed to push ourselves, but there are certain things which doesn't work even if you push. So you have to check in with yourself, and I am saying this to you from my own experience, because I have seen, I have tried this way as well, where I have pushed myself beyond my own limits, considering, okay, let's give it a try, but ultimately I was seeing that certain things were just not working for me. And when I have dived deep into it, why certain things are not working for me, I realized one thing: I have outgrown a lot of things in my life. So I have outgrown certain structure, the way I perform, the way I work as well. Because as we evolve, everything around us shifts and change as well. Even if you try harder, you will see that's only for a momentum, for a time being. For long run, I was not able to keep up with that thing. And that's how I am analyzing and I'm restructuring everything around my life based upon my energy, what my energy feel comfortable doing. Because what I have found is energy is crucial to perform anything in your life. Even if you do a very basic thing like talking to someone else, we see that no, we are not able to get along with everyone. Why? Because our energy doesn't support all kind of energies. We are very selective with the people we communicate. We have friends, even in our family, we are not equal with everyone, right? Why is that so? Is because we vibe. There is the frequency, that vibration that holds everything together. Whether it comes to your work, your relation, everything is somewhere based upon that frequency, that energy. So you have to check in with the energy level as well if you want to dive deep and if you want to see any success in that particular thing. Because when there is that certain frequency where you feel good, where you feel high, you feel comfortable doing, you will be more enthusiastic in showing that. And you will see that when that energy is inclined in sync with that thing, you are able to take more action and you are always in that energetic mode to perform. You get new ideas, you see different ways to do things. Why? Because you're excited, because you're full of high energy. That's how we see that we are able to come up with good ideas for certain tasks, certain things which we want to do. Why? Because it's in alignment with who we are. So you have to check these basic things first before diving deep into any execution. Because I feel when the basics are covered, when you check with yourself that yes, this is the thing I'm passionate about. Like in my own case, if I give you an example, when I was switching myself into YouTube and podcasting thing, I was really excited doing this. And I saw like even on days when I'm low, when I don't feel like showing, I somewhere gain that momentum, that energy to show up. Why? Because I'm really passionate about whatever I'm doing. And before, when I have not found this career of mine, like podcasting and YouTube, I used to listen this thing from many people who used to say these words, what I'm sharing with all of you today. And I used to find it like, how do you find this? What do you mean by that? I used to feel very blank whenever I used to get this repeated message from others like, do what you're passionate about, do what makes you feel good, lighten up. Until I have not found this thing, until I have not started taking action toward podcast and YouTube thing, I used to feel like blank person as well. Like, what are they talking about? How can I know what I'm good at? How I should know it? But there is that little whispers which is inside of us, which is always guiding us like, I have this interest, I want to try it someday. I think that trying someday is today. You should just start taking that little action, that baby step to see that yes, that thing is for you. And even I have found like this is for me when I started taking action, when I started listening to that calling of mine which was guiding me towards starting my YouTube journey, my podcast journey. I was clueless. yes, I have no background in this thing. I have never even studied like how to edit a video, how to edit a podcast. Everything was a new journey for me. I have not taken any professional skills for all those things. I am still learning and polishing my skill as I'm doing it. As I find the challenge, the glitch, whenever I'm doing something, I go Google about it, I research, I go and watch YouTube videos and learn from there. I'm not pro at any software, whatever I'm using. That's how I started with the basic software. Why? Because I wanted to see that is that thing for me. Because if you make everything so complicated for yourself in the start itself, you will see that taking action becomes quite harder and difficult. So I tried it other way. I opted for the easiest solution to try things, and that's how I realized I was really passionate about this thing. If I would have complicated the process to start, I would have never ever started my YouTube and podcast journey. I have intentionally made it so easy for myself that no, I just want to do in the basic form. I'll see as I move along that how I want to polish it, how I want to grow. Because more action we take, definitely we are always learning. As we keep on taking action, we definitely improve our skills as well. So start with the basic, start with the simple things which you know. Go out, try and experiment with the whatever calling you're receiving. You will get an experience, and you will also come to know sooner the best that yes, this thing is for you or not. Because again, coming back to, and I'm highly emphasizing over here about the energy, because I have seen in my journey as well, the things which I was failing, I was not succeeding at, was because I was not gaining energy to show up and do the things. And the things which I was doing on a repetition mode more energetically was the thing where it was least resistance for me. I was able to show up anytime, anyway, whenever I wanted to, because I was just excited to do that thing. The process itself felt fun to me. And initially you might see like you're not seeing the progress as you have anticipated, like in my case as well. I'm still in a very initial stage where everything is in a basic form, and I have not thought like it will take so long, but I am realizing everything is a part of process and you have to give time. But I'm still in love with the process, and that's how I even realized during this pause, like yes, I want to go back to podcast and YouTube because I love doing that, even if it's not at the scale where I'm assuming, where I have thought, but I'll keep on doing it because I love to talk to all of you. I love sharing whatever I learn, whatever experiences I have, and that's why the podcast name is Soul Tales, because I connect with all of you on a soulful level to just help you. And when you take action from a place where you want to help others, you have nothing to lose. And and that's what I have seen. The successful entrepreneur, businessman, everyone is driven by helping others. And if you catch that thing in your life where you are doing things to help others, you will see that that is a very sustainable way. And I am realizing it, and I am saying this after coming some way longer, because I have been in both sides of the boat. One side was where I was just experimenting and I was doing my architecture interior design business, and on the other side I was doing my YouTube and podcasting thing as well. And I realized what thing I want to keep doing moving forward and what I want to restructure. That I was able to come to conclusion was because I was able to take action and I was experimenting and seeing how my energy is supporting. So I highly encourage that you start that calling, whatever you are getting to know, so that you experiment with things, and sooner, even if you fail, I feel you will definitely fail with experience and skills, so that will definitely help you some way or the other. But don't hold into ideas, because I had ample of ideas when I was starting after my masters, because I was sure that I won't be able to go back to job. I'm not meant for job. I was very sure with that thing. But now my task was to figure out what next. I don't know, I have not yet figured out everything, but I have figured out something. So I am sharing with all of you that something is to just listen to your ikigai, where you feel good doing that thing. If you feel like you feel good helping others, just do it. Even if you don't see a grand result from that, I am sure the more action you take, results will follow itself, because success is just the byproduct of whatever action you are taking. Sooner or later you will be where you want to be, but I feel like it's better to fail early, because I was experimenting all things you can imagine when it comes to doing a self-employed business entrepreneurship. I was diving deep into all areas, whether it was products, whether it was service, whether it was drop shipping, all kind of fancy thing that we see out can make money. I was trying everything, and I realized not everything is for me. And today when I'm doing my YouTube and podcast, I'm doing it from a place because I feel good, and I'm just connected with everyone from a heart level, and it just makes me feel good whenever I listen a feedback that my podcast is helping others or my videos are helping others. I feel a sense of purpose now, because whenever I am low and I get this feedback that people are looking for me, they are waiting for me, it just gives me that energy to show up. And I'm always excited in back of my mind also, when I'm not doing our recording, I just keep on thinking like, okay, I want to share this with others, I want to share this information, this experience with others, and that's how I show up. So I want all of you to experiment the same thing. I have just shared my process. If it can help you in some way to start, I'll be more than happy. Just feel free to use this as an inspiration, as your starting point, and just experiment with your life so that you come to know what is actually for you. So today's journal prompt, first and foremost, I want to ask all of you and give you first prompt is, what is that one thing that you can take action upon, you can start, which you are just passionate about, where you feel like it will help others and you will feel good doing that? Just write it down. The second journal prompts which I want to give to all of you is, write down how you can take action to execute that passion of yours. What will help you to execute that thing? Write that down. Just see, do you need to talk to someone who have walked the same path? Do you think like going and finding some research or any paper out there can help you? Just write it down. What resource will help you to execute that thing? And third most important thing, just imagine how you will feel when your service, your product will be executed, when you will see out there, when you will listen this feedback, yes, whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing is helping you out. Just imagine that thing for a second, that how it will impact you, how it will make you feel good. I'm sure the more you think about it, that yes, how it's going to make you feel, it will really help you to execute and take action towards that thing. I'm sure friends, as you do this process along with me, you will find clarity and you will get answers, because that's how even I am finding my answers. So I feel if we can walk this journey together, if these things can help you as well, I'll be more than happy, and I'll really feel good and blessed that I was able to help you and I am of service. That's what the intention of my podcast and YouTube journey is all about, to help you and walk this path together so that we can all create a magic in this world, because universe is guiding all of us. We just have to take action. So my friends, I hope this episode was helpful to you some way or the other. I'm really looking forward what you're excited to create in this universe. So feel free sharing your feedback, your why, your ikigai with all of us. I will be glad to read all your comments, your feedback. Also, if you have not rate and review this podcast, please write a review and rate us in any of your preferred podcast platform. It will really help us to reach to more people, and it will help us to spread this message out to more people. Thanks a lot for sharing this safe space with me. Your presence really mattered to me. Thanks a lot. I hope this episode was helpful to you some way or the other. I'm looking forward to connect with all of you in my next episode. Sending you away lots of love and light. Signing off from my side. Until next time, keep shining bright. Bye-bye.